everybody. Apart from getting my win, it's been an amazing week. The FIFA best was this week. We'll talk about all of that and the fallout of that. We'll also talk about the FA Cup. You know, some people played FA Cup and some won, and Leicester City lost to Blackburn. That's something to look forward to. And there'll be some matches midweek. So we'll be talking about that. But before we talk about that in the locker room, Zibby, tell us how we can be part of the show.
All right.
Apart from YouTube.
Okay. YouTube first. Yes, and you see Tega with her hair. All right, so on YouTube, we're streaming live, Smooth981. You can post the comments on there. You can send messages to us via WhatsApp. The number is 0809 4440981. And you can also tweet at Smooth981.
All right, so let's start with the first stories
okay.
for the day. Yeah.
My boys will beat Uganda, says Flying Eagles coach Bosso. Rafael Nadal, Spaniard, withdraws from Indian Wells and Miami events with hip injury. Lionel Messi, Argentina forward, wins Best FIFA Men's Player of the Year award. Arsenal need to be more unpredictable, says Arteta. Klopp urges Liverpool to capitalize in crucial week. Cremonese won a Serie A game for the first time since their relegation in 1996.
I'm telling you.
Painful, but happy. Thiago Silva, Chelsea defender, faces spell on sidelines with knee ligament damage. Morocco and PSG defender accused of rape as French prosecutors open investigation.
Yeah, a lot of things happening in PSG. So Hakimi has been accused of rape, but the CEO of PSG has been accused of kidnapping.
What is going on?
Yes,
that same PSG.
The same PSG. I don't understand. So I don't want to I don't want to make any judgments now, but it'll be interesting to hear how these events have panned out in the past few days. But first of all, let's start from Nigeria and the Flying Eagles.
All right, the coach of the Nigeria under-20 men national team, Issa Bosso, says his boys will beat Uganda's Hippos in their Africa under-20 Cup of Nations quarterfinal duel on Thursday. I'm sorry, but why did Uganda choose to call their squad Hippos? Hippos are not particularly fast or agile, are they?
They are strong and big, yeah. So depending on what you want to do, whether you want to intimidate, I mean, I can forgive hippos. I mean, it's a continent of, you know, the big and strong animals. So you have the eagles, you have the lions, you have the scorpions. The one that upsets me is the squirrels. Like on a continent of all these wild animals.
Which country has squirrels?
Benin. That's why they're always beating them. Every 2 market days they'll be beating them. When you name your child,
exactly,
you name your team a very small name. But yeah, they're different. They're different names. It's interesting. However, the match, like I said, is set up for tomorrow. And if you make it to the semi-finals of the tournament, then you automatically grab the ticket for the World Cup that will take place in Indonesia. So that's the first assignment that Bosso has to achieve to get his team to the World Cup. So beating Uganda will be interesting. Now, unfortunately for them, they're going to lose out on the services of their captain because he picked up 2 yellow cards in the group stages, which means he's automatically disqualified for the next round. So that's a huge loss. That's going to be a tough one to make do. But like I said, Uganda really topped their group by literally drawing straws. So I don't think you want to beat a team that, yes, they made their way to the next round, but it was really luck that got them to the top of the table. So I think Ladan Bosso and his boys need to prepare. Don't take it for granted, regardless of how the hippos got there. Remember that they're hippos. You may run faster, but if they sit on you, fight is over. So I think the Flying Eagles just need to prepare to face the team in front of them, because football is not mathematics. Uganda may have struggled against other teams and they come up against you and they just seem to have your number, like Cremonese has Roma's number, but we'll get to that story eventually. So it's an important fixture that Bosso needs to get his team to the World Cup. So what he has to do is focus and play his game, play the Ugandan team that's in front of him tomorrow, and try to win that game. Yeah.
All right, let's go on to tennis. Rafael Nadal has withdrawn from the Masters 1000 events at Indian Wells and Miami, and this is due to an injury. He says, I took my time off, started rehab, gym, and physiotherapy as instructed by the doctors, getting ready to come back in the best conditions.
Yes, so he's walking around now. He can work out a little bit. He can train lightly, but he cannot go into competitive match mode yet, which is why he has to pull out of those two tournaments. So the US tour is a bit snagged for him. But I think for him, it's most important. He would have thought about it. Should I go to the US trip, or should I wait for my favorite clay court season? And the choice is, of course, you wait for your favorite clay court season. You are the king of clay for a reason. So I think that's what it is. Protect your body throughout the Indian Wells and Miami Open, and then you are in full good shape to take on the clay courts, because I mean he's like fish in water when it comes to Rafa Nadal and clay. This week the men's tour is in Dubai right now. Novak Djokovic played yesterday, struggled a little bit, and you can understand why. He hasn't played since he won the Australian Open, so a little rusty, but he eventually finished that match in 3 sets. Medvedev also made it through to the next round, but pretty much quickly. Sasha Zverev, again with his unforced errors, struggled but has managed to make it to the next round. So today we see how each of these players perform in their matches, because this is again and also another opportunity to accumulate as many points as possible, because now that Alcaraz is back, that world number one, and you know he's young, so youth is no longer on Djokovic's side. Alcaraz can play like, as many tournaments as he wants to. He has youth on the side. He has the agility. Novak Djokovic has to pick and choose. You know what? We concentrate on the Grand Slams, and then we pick up a Masters or two where we can. That's how you plan as your schedule when you are over 35. So this is another opportunity for us, for many players to pick up points. Let's see how it pans out, and let's see who comes out tops.
All right, so Argentina and PSG forward Lionel Messi has been named Men's Player of the Year at the 2022 Best FIFA Awards. Alexia Putellas from Barcelona was named Women's Player of the Year, and the ceremony held in Paris, in France.
All right, so the FIFA Best, I don't know anybody that did not expect Lionel Messi to win. If you did not expect Lionel Messi to win, I have a plot of land to sell him. It's on the moon. It's not expensive. It's like $50,000 only, liquid content only. Even if it's a plot of land, I think, because I mean it's a FIFA Awards, and FIFA's biggest tournament last year was the World Cup, and Messi won it. Who are they going to give it to?
Who else?
However, I would say it is for the FIFA Awards. Now, yes, it is the FIFA Awards. Yes, it is the FIFA Best. But the reason FIFA is because of football tournaments all across board. So I understand why it was easy for you to pick Lionel Messi. Look, Lionel Messi had a fantastic World Cup. It's like he saved all of 2022 just to play in November, and you saw the results, number of goals he scored, a number of assists he gave. I think the only person that outscored him was Mbappe, who came second in this draw, and also came second in winning the tournament. So Messi had a fantastic one. You could tell he carried the team carried him, both of them carried each other. It was fantastic. But when it came to Coach of the Year, I'm still upset, because yes, Scaloni won the World Cup, but I almost think that if you had put a lizard in charge of Argentina, they would have won the World Cup. Like, that's how that's
quality of the players.
No, that's how determined the team was. The team spirit was completely different. I watched Argentina in 2014. They were more tactical than this side that won the World Cup. The side that lost to Germany in the final. They were more tactical than this side that won the World Cup. They were a little more brilliant and a little more well balanced. But it just came down to that extra time goal by Mario Götze, and ever since he scored that goal,
where is he?
I think after he scored that goal, somebody in Argentina just, those dolls that used to put
voodoo dolls.
Those voodoo dolls. Somebody must have put a pin in it, because his career went downhill from then. But that thing was just the determination that these people came up with, and I think, like I said, if you had put any coach, chances are they could have won that World Cup. I think Carlo Ancelotti should have been manager of the year. But again, FIFA Awards, FIFA biggest tournament was the World Cup. Scaloni won it with Argentina, and they chose him. I think for me, that was the only Oh, that and Alexia Putellas. Now, don't get me wrong. I vote Alexia Putellas every day of the week and twice on Sunday. But she's been injured a while. And if you watched her during FIFA Best, she was still limping to come on. She picked up a knee injury, so she hasn't played.
Right.
So they gave her this award based on her name, as not as much what she's done in recent times. I think Sam Kerr should have won this one. Should have won the FIFA Best. But then again, that's me. Those were the only things that happened that I could have seen. But the backlog is that, so after this, FIFA now releases how coaches and captains voted, and David Alaba, who plays for Real Madrid, voted for Messi as his number one pick. It caused wahala. Come and see fans tearing their shirts. David Alaba now had to come and explain that he picking the winner is usually a team effort. It's not just him. I was like, why do you have to apologize if you think Messi is the best footballer?
Right.
Messi is the best footballer. But I also understand, because yesterday Karim Benzema now posted all his accolades from August 2021 and why he should have won it. I was like, somebody is salty.
Yep.
You that didn't even go to World Cup.
He won at the World Cup.
He didn't go to the World Cup. What are you salty about? You want to win FIFA awards where you didn't go to their competition? What's wrong with you? But yeah, so it is now personal, because I want to be a fly on the wall when they go for training, because the way Benzema took this thing now makes me think that there's going to be an issue. Like if Benzema didn't react and it was just fans reacting, I'd say okay. But that Benzema reaction on his IG,
wow.
Yeah, it looks like
that locker room is going to be tense.
It looks like David Alaba will have to greet him specially in the morning. Benzema, I really think you're the best footballer in the world. However, it was the team. I just want to apologize profusely, because I think it's ridiculous that David Alaba had to apologize for his choice. If he thinks Messi was the best, then Messi
and then
was
you want
the best.
people to be honest with their decisions and their votes,
but,
right?
But I looked at Messi's vote. Messi actually put Neymar first. Really?
Wow.
Really? I know you think his talent is fantastic, but really, Neymar he put Neymar first. Then I think it was Kylian second, and then Karim Benzema third. So he still voted Kylian and Karim Benzema, but he put Neymar first.
So did he do that for strategy? Or he was being humble? Which one is it now?
Look, I know he's very close to Neymar, and I know he thinks the world of Neymar. But I think it was strategy, because if you put somebody's name on the first, the person gets like the 5 points, and everybody else gets like 3, 2. Lionel Messi.
Yeah, I think it's strategy.
You want to be strategy guy. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be taking your messages. What did you think about the FIFA Best? We'd like to hear from you. Did you think there should be a name that was not given an award that should have been given an award? Let's hear from you. We'll only take those messages after this break.
#1 station.
I was like, what voice is this? I'm like, did I put something wrong? Oh my days, who the hell is Paul Brown? I be Dan Brown.
I don't know.
What of that wanker? That's Argentinian goalkeeper.
He won goalkeeper of the year.
I know, I don't like that guy. He was very offensive.
Oh, I love him.
Why do you like offensive people?
I don't like offensive people, which is why I'm blocking everybody on social media. But I love Emi Martinez. Now, again, I have to recognize that some footballers, not some footballers, the way they play football in the streets is different from the way people have professionalized football. Like football in the streets is trash talking and
like
all of that.
Basketball, good basketball.
Yeah, like basketball.
Right.
But so and in South America, it's especially nasty. What has happened is that Emi Martinez is not cultured, so I don't expect him to behave like
Really
I know he's uncultured, so I don't expect him to behave like somebody that is cultured. I expect him to be uncouth. I thought he took it too far a little bit, but I do expect him to be uncouth. So I love him for the fact that he so far though he didn't come into prominence until he was in his 30s.
But I think for goalkeepers, don't they have to get older before they peak?
No, some people start from when they are young and they are great goalkeepers. But hey.
You're listening to The Locker Room on Smooth 98.1. Tega and Zibby here. Let us know what your thoughts are. FIFA Best 2022?
2022. Yeah, FIFA Best 2022. What name do you think should have been there that didn't make it there? And Who do you think should not have been there? Oh, we already have the phone lines going. All right, let's take the first phone call, then you give out the number.
01448991.
Hello, good morning. Yeah, what's your name and your location? His name is.
Did you say Patrick?
Okay, all right. Go ahead with your summation.
With an American winning is better. What I have issue with that is what is. I think I'm noticing. I don't kind of notice that you cannot play in Real Madrid or Barcelona because the year that what won that award, Ronaldo was in playing Real Madrid was Real Madrid that year. Now they won it. Yes, 27 Messi won it.
Oh, sorry. There's something. There are gremlins in your phone lines. Maybe you should try and call back again. It wasn't really clear. But I heard him say something about you have to be Real Madrid or Barcelona.
Yeah, Barcelona too.
Yeah, but Messi is in PSG, so that completely discounts that fact. All right, the numbers to call are
01448991.
Tell us which names should have who should have won awards that didn't win awards, and who shouldn't have won that did win. Also the
Emi Martinez.
The top 11. Emi Martinez won goalkeeper.
Yeah, he shouldn't have. His uncouth behavior.
For his uncouth behavior. But the FIFA best 11. What was Virgil van Dijk doing there? They might as well just have put Tega.
Wow.
We have the same effect on the team. All right, let's take this message from Tayo. Tayo says, Tega forgot her wig. Let me go and watch on YouTube. Tayo, this is not the way forward. He says, players be like, I don't want to join a gang, but I will sign for PSG. All right. Somebody was saying happy new month in March. All right. Any message from YouTube?
Yes, we do. And it's about your hair. Fumi says, Tega, I love your hair. David says, nice hair, Tega. Uncensored. Okay, uncensored. We'll censor you.
All right. So those are the messages we have so far. Somebody was calling from VI. I don't know what it is with the phone lines.
Well, let's open up the phone lines again.
Let's see if it will. I think it's the phone lines. All right. The numbers to call are
01448991. I will say it again. 01448991.
What are your thoughts on the FIFA best? Who should have made it? Who shouldn't have made it? And do you think every award given was justified? While we wait for those calls and your messages, let's take this story.
All right, so Arsenal have the squad depth that can actually help the team to be more unpredictable, and this is according to manager Mikel Arteta. The North London club are looking to open up a 5-point lead at the top of the Premier League when they host Everton on Wednesday.
All right, yeah. So Arsenal play Everton in that game in hand that they've been holding since. Yeah, this is it, and they play it against Everton. Now remember, Everton defeated Arsenal when Sean Dyche became manager. Defeated Arsenal to close up that gap between Arsenal and Manchester City. Even made it even worse. And so today is return leg. This time is at the Emirates Stadium. And it's going to be a tough one. Now, Arteta is saying, because Arsenal is so predictable, like everybody knows what they're going to do. They're going to pass the ball around and try to walk the ball into the back of the net. Sometimes it makes it a little easier to defend. But he's happy that with players coming back from injury, that he'll be able to have options to tweak a little bit so that they are not so predictable and they can get one over Everton. Now for Everton, I think they had that new manager bounce, and Sean Dyche does know how to win games. May not be pretty, may not be the best football you've seen, but it will be functional. And so he knows how to win games, and he sets his teams up to win games. This weekend, however, I think he lost this weekend. So he'll be looking to bounce back against Arsenal, especially because they've had the results already against Arsenal. There'll be that confidence. But Arsenal, knowing what is at stake, should they win today, they stretch the gap between them and Manchester City to 5 points. And it looks like they are going to be ready for Everton, especially because Everton just defeated them recently. So I can't wait to see how this match will turn out to be about a team that sits back against a team that likes to play open football. That makes it interesting for the neutrals. All right, let's see what Real One Agumbiade says.
He says, which team plays 3-3-4? Just because you want to accommodate Messi, Benzema, Haaland, and Mbappe, this team will ship in goals, maybe 40 goals in the season. Just look at the back three. Hakimi, that will always move forward. Van Dijk and João Cancelo. The stat more on the wings. Brentford will beat this team. I'm not joking.
Okay, he's talking about the FIFA 11. Okay, so the thing you have to know about FIFA 11 is that they're not putting them out to win a match. They're just putting them out to say, based on their performances, these were the best people in their different positions. So, real one. If FIFA best had a team, that's not the team you will see. All right. This one is
okay. For about Mario Götze, and
Yeah.
he says Tega Mario is playing Champions League with Frankfurt and playing very well as their playmaker. They are fifth in the league table. Anyway, Messi picked Neymar Jr. just to better his chances of winning. Forget Messi, he doesn't play nice. Remember, he's Argentine and they play dirty, as you saw at the favored World Cup.
So Mohammed, so let me first of all let me counter you. He's playing for Frankfurt. We're talking about a guy that played at the finals in the World Cup and
Scored.
Yes, and scored and was Bayern Munich's hope to build a new team. So we're talking Bayern Munich, serial champions, first on the log, and you're telling me about Frankfurt. Mohammed, I don't think you know what regression is. All right, Tayo.
Can Shondike do it again against Arsenal?
Tayo, put it down. Which team do you support? Do you support Manchester United or Chelsea?
It's hard to tell,
It's
right?
hard to tell where Tayo is. Tayo, you're a politician. All right, let's take the next message.
Okay, I think that's all the messages that we have.
Sorry, the next story.
Okay, so Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp said on Tuesday that this is a crucial week for his side if they're to push forward towards the Premier League's top four and the Champions League places. He says it's 45 points. It would be a really good moment to achieve 2 wins. Yes, you can imagine that is exactly what we want to do.
All right, so he's trying to aim for top 4. And on the table, he's not that far off if you count the 2 games in hand. Yes, he's thinking if I can get 6 points from these 2 games, I'm going to be very close to the top 4. But you see, game in hand is not point on the board. And considering the fact that Liverpool have struggled so badly, I mean, the way they drew against Crystal Palace, they were even wasting time. They were time wasting just so that the scoreline remained 0-0. I was like, how have the mighty fallen? That you have to time waste against Crystal Palace, you know. So they play again today. They play against Wolverhampton Wanderers, and Wolverhampton Wanderers, they are a mixed basket of fruits. You know, some days they play really brilliant football, based on the players that they have on the team, and some other days they deliver poor results, and you wonder, look, where are all the fantastic players that Wolverhampton Wanderers have? Where is Neves? You know, why is Jimenez not hasn't he returned to normal? What's Podence doing? So you look at the team and you say they have some good players here, but they're not delivering results. But they have days where they're good and days where they're bad. And today could be the day where they're good. You know, so Klopp has a job on his hands. I know he's already counting the 6 points and saying that, you know, he can close the gap. But not too sure. Until you have the result in your hand, you don't have the result. Games in hand is like money promised. You know, there's no guarantee, regardless of who promised you the money or how rich the person that promised the money is. If the person hasn't put money in your hand, don't start making calculations and buy. Exactly. Don't start spending that money. All right, let's see. Ridwan has come in. He said I support them all. Ridwan, leave this place.
Tayo is a politician.
sorry, it's Tayo.
Yeah.
Tayo said I support them all. Klopp is about to exchange Liverpool's problem with Potter. After all this long talking. No. Tayo, we want to know who you support. You can't support every single person. Ridwan says, based on performance, I will pick Rudiger over Van Dijk, and going forward, I will pick Vinicius Jr. over Haaland.
Really?
Well, we asked for their choices. That's his choice. All right, let's take the next story.
Okay. Cremonese stunned Roma for their first Serie A victory this season to leave the Welsh side Airbus UK as Europe's only top flight team yet to win in 2022-2023.
Yes. So, since they were promoted, they haven't won a single match. Not one. Yesterday, they beat their usual suspect, Roma. Now, which is what I was talking about earlier on. It's like Cremonese has the key to beating Roma. Because remember, they were the ones that knocked Roma out of the Coppa Italia. And then it was a shock. Everybody was like, how did Cremonese, bottom of the table in Italian Serie A, how were they able to knock out Roma, who are third on the table in Italian Serie A? That may have been a shock. So when they squared up yesterday, you would have thought that Jose Mourinho, the the tactician, the players on the pitch would have been familiar with this side by now to not be shocked. That's a lie. Cremonese scored an early goal and a late penalty to take all 3 points.
Wow.
In between, don't get me wrong, Roma had chance after chance, but the defense by the Cremonese team was impressive. And you couldn't say, oh, they tactically did this thing. It was literally, we are laying our bodies on the line and you are not going to score. And that was how, I think the goal that Roma scored, it was Spinazzola just beating the offside trap and finding that gap down the middle to get the ball and score. And after that, they just went back to closing the gaps. So really tough one. But Cremonese, yes, do have Roma's number. They even got Jose Mourinho another red card again, as usual. He was sitting in the stands for the second half. That's how angry he was.
No.
He was sitting in the stands for the second half, but it was an Italian job by an Italian team on one of the historic Italian teams in the Italian Serie A. It was a fantastic game for Cremonese. For Roma, though, it just takes them a little bit backwards because they just wanted to open a little gap, between third and fourth. But now they're still stuck where they are on the same number of points. So how the Italian Serie A now, like I said, we know where the Scudetto is going. Who is going to Europe now is the question.
All right, Chelsea defender Thiago Silva suffered a knee ligament damage during the defeat at Tottenham. Now, the 38-year-old captain, Brazil captain, had a scan on Monday, and the club have not said how long he's likely to be out.
And that is it. You call this age, Abby? That age, you don't recover quickly. Look, even I slept on my arm yesterday. I can still feel the twinges. They will not tell you. And so when we saw him limp off, he tried to come back in. He just couldn't make the move, so he eventually went off. We knew it was an injury, but ligament damage, 38 years, he's going to be out for a while. The good news for Chelsea is that, well, they have players that need to eventually play. So Potter is going to have to be forced to play some of those names on his bench. I won't say they won't miss his leadership, but leadership cannot run. Young legs can. So play the young boys, and I think this will give Potter another opportunity to try somebody new, and to give a player another opportunity to prove himself. But yes, it's a huge loss for Chelsea, but it's not one that cannot be undone or cannot be replaced. All right. So I think the last story is
PSG.
Yes. So it's Ashraf Hakimi. A lady went to report to the police that he raped her at his residence. But she did not file a report. But the way they do it now in a lot of countries in Europe, once there's that kind of report, the police will now take it upon themselves. Yeah. So even if the person has dropped the case, it's not making a case. The police will take it upon themselves to carry out their investigations and then decide whether they're going to prosecute or not. So the police, she didn't file the report, but the police was like,
we'll investigate.
From here, now that it has come to our knowledge that there was an incident that happened, we're going to investigate. I think it's really crazy. I don't know, again, wow. I do not know the details of this thing. I don't know how this thing happened. There's not much coming out of the story. We don't know their history. We don't know if they knew each other. I'm just saying, this is such a dicey situation. And with all that keeps happening to athletes, why are you not careful?
Wow. Really, really sad situation.
So again, I don't know if he's guilty. I don't know if he's innocent. I don't know anything about the situation, because the only thing they gave us is that the woman came to say something, but she didn't file a report. So we don't know the situation. We're just saying, again, this is why Premier League clubs, I think they made the decision that they're going to start educating their footballers.
They actually do that in the NFL as well.
Yes, on sexual harassment, that they had to do that. Because it's like some of you don't know where the lines are, and some of you don't know what to do. So clubs now have started taking it upon themselves to educate players. I think players need to start educating themselves. It's a tricky situation, but wait to see. Let all the details come out before we start rushing into judgment, but not a good place for Ashraf Hakimi to be. And on that note, let's wrap up on the locker room. Tayo says, I'm not worried, Silva or no Silva. There's an array of talent to make Potter's Chelsea constant with their performance. That's not a sweet one. Cruz says, Tega, I agree with you. Van Dijk,
I agree with you
because
on Van Dijk.
okay, I agree with you on Van Dijk because Sergio Perez had a better year defending. Cruz, leave the place. Big E from K2 says
Anything that happens this week is enough for one to forget how we. Arsenal still needs Gabriel Jesus for creating chances to score for us, and I hope he starts today. It's great to see Messi win best in everything. And Ronaldo is in Saudi Arabia dancing billionaire Onyeji Cash. Messi is the GOAT, the one and only. Any other one as soon. All
right. And on that note, we sign out of the locker room. Zibby,
thank you for staying with us, but don't go anywhere. There's a lot more to come on the Smooth Breakfast.
let me go and
See you now,